Hey folks, see Rachana Ranade here and I welcome you all to a very important discussion which is about Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. This Yojana was introduced by our Prime Minister Modi ji in 2015 with an intention to have good financial planning for a girl child's higher education and her marriage. Now many a times it happens that there'll be some parents who don't do financial planning, and when the girl needs higher education, when she needs some funds for her marriage, at that time if they don't have money, some parents may force her to leave the higher education, or if it is about her marriage, then they may take money from money lenders and then they may get trapped in the brunt of paying higher interest. So, to forego all these things and to do a good financial planning, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana was introduced. Well, who can open an account in SSY, that is Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana? It is any parent who has a girl child, and this account can be opened for their girl child until she turns the age of 10. Well, before we move on with the video, let me tell you something. I believe that every parent feels that in the summer vacation, their kids should learn at least one new skill. I remember when I was a child, my parents used to tell me, first things first, you should learn how to swim. Why? Because it offers a lot of benefits. Number one, you will actually enjoy the process of swimming. Number two, just in case if you fall in water, you will not drown. And third, very important, once you learn the skill, you will never ever forget this in your entire life. And now that I am a parent, my belief that my kid should also learn one more skill which actually offers the same benefits. Exactly. That is the reason why I'm coming up with a masterclass which is called as Finance for Teens, and it's going to be a live classroom session in Pune on 21st of May at 11 a.m. So if you want to know more about this masterclass, don't forget to visit our website rachanaranade.com. The link is there in the description box, and the cost is just 999 rupees, but if you enroll before the 15th, it's going to be just at 499 rupees, and this cost includes the admission fees for one kid and one parent. All right, now let's try and understand where can you open this SSY or a Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana account. Possibility number one, you can open this SSY account with a post office, or you can open a SSY account with some public sector undertaking bank or a public sector bank, something like SBI or Bank of India or whatever. Or possibility number three, you can open this account with a private sector bank, something like ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, or Axis Bank. Now that you know where can we open this account, now let's focus on what are the documents that would be required. Documents would be very basic, something like birth certificate of your girl child. It could be some KYC related documents, like it could be a PAN card or it could be an Aadhaar card. Now, documents are also clear, but the big question remains is how much is the minimum amount that can be deposited in this SSY account, and what could be the maximum amount for the deposit in this account. Minimum amount is 250 rupees and maximum amount is 1,50,000 rupees per year. Okay, one more important point. So for example, if a person starts this SSY account with 250 rupees as an initial deposit, can that person have multiple deposits in a single year? So for example, can that person deposit some money in the month of May, some money in the month of June, some money in the month of July, whatever? I hope you're understanding, right? The minimum amount per deposit will be rupees 50. Isn't that a very small amount? So any person can easily invest in this account. No person can say that I don't have enough money to start an SSY account, right? Now one more important point comes up here is that by what date should you be depositing this money in the SSY account? So like I said, if you are depositing some money in the month of May, ensure that you are depositing this money before 5th of May, on or before 5th of May. Why? Because if you deposit the money on 6th May, you will not receive the interest on the amount deposited for the month of May. So this rule applies for any deposit into SSY account. So always ensure that whatever money you are depositing in this account is deposited on or before 5th of that month. Now, before we move on to some more important concepts related to SSY, let's take an important example as well. Assume that there's a couple, they give birth to a girl child. Okay, they open an SSY account for her. Few years later, they give birth to another girl child, they open another SSY account for the second girl child. Now, after a few years, if they have another girl child, can they have the SSY account for the third girl child? Now answer is no. So maximum up to 2 girl children, this SSY account is allowed. But then what if such a thing happens that a couple gives birth to a girl child, they open the SSY account, after a few years they give birth to twins, and both these are girl children again. Now, could they have SSY accounts for both these girls? Answer is again yes. So this is an exception to the general rule that SSY can be opened only for two girl children. Now, is there any age limit up to which they can open this SSY account? Answer is yes. Up to the girl turns the age of 10. That is when SSY account can be opened for her. But if you ask me my opinion, my suggestion, I would suggest that whenever a girl child is born, same year, ideally try and open an SSY account for her. Now, you may ask me, why is that so? Reason is very simple. Once you start an SSY account, the account will mature after 21 years of age. So it's not 21 years of the girl child. It's 21 years from the date that you open the account. So let's take an example that if the girl child is 10 years old, okay, on the just when she completes 9 years and she goes in the 10th year, that's when you open the SSY account for her. Now this account is going to mature after 21 years from that specific age bar, right? So the account will mature when the girl child turns 30 years. Now, if you remember the beginning point when I told you that this account is primarily for her higher education, is primarily for her marriage expenses. Now you'll say, when is she going to do higher education at the age of 30? Some parents might feel that they want to get her married off way before 30 years of age. When would this amount be really important for them, right? So it is always beneficial if you start this SSY account at a very early point in time. Simple till here. Now, one more question arises is that is there any case study for that? How much money to invest? If the rate of interest is 8%, which is the current rate of interest right now, if I keep on investing money in SSY, how much money approximately will I get after 21 years from the starting of that account? So let's take a case study for this. Assume there is Mr. X who opens an SSY account for the girl child and keeps on depositing 1,50,000 rupees every single year in the SSY account. Now, this is to be done till how many years? Till 15 years. This thing has to be repeated. From 16th year onwards till 21st year, he need not deposit any money in the SSY account. But will the money still keep on increasing in the SSY account? Answer is yes. Why? Because of course, whatever money is deposited in the SSY account, that is going to earn interest. And interest at what rate? Interest at the rate of 8%. This is the current rate. This has started from 1st of April 2023. Can this rate change? Answer is obviously yes. Government may make these changes. Whenever these changes happen, they will put up this as a notification, right? Now, one important point comes up is that if a person is keeping on depositing 1,50,000 every year at whatever we said right now, at maturity, somewhere around 8%, if the interest rate remains stable at maturity, this person may get 60 to 65 lakh rupees. Isn't that a big amount? Answer is obviously yes. But will that be taxable or will that be tax free? Now, for that, you must know that this entire thing falls under the EEE category. Now, what is the EEE? E means the moment when he invests money in the SSY account, that he will get as a deduction from his income. So that is why the first E. Second E is what? Whatever interest this person is going to get on SSY account, that is also going to be exempt. So this is the second E. And the third thing is that whatever amount this person is going to receive on maturity, that is also going to be exempt, and that is the reason why this fits into the EEE category. Now, one last point is that if a person wants some money before 21 years are completed for higher education or for marriage, are there any exceptions for that? Let's have an understanding about these exceptions. Now, the very first exception is that when their parents need money for the girl child's higher education, then 50% or up to 50% of the account balance can be withdrawn for the purpose of higher education. Now, when can this be withdrawn? The girl child has to turn 18 years of age or she should have completed her 10th standard, whichever comes earlier. But rather than going into so much intricacies, the simple rule is the moment the girl child completes her 10th standard, assuming that she has started her schooling in the normal pattern, ideally she will complete her 10th standard around the age of 16. At that time, they can withdraw money from the SSY account up to 50% of the account balance. Now, why am I saying up to 50%? Because certain proofs have to be submitted that yes, this much money is required for the higher education. So let's take an example. Assume that the account balance is 10 lakh rupees. So up to 50% of that comes to what? 5 lakh rupees. But assume that the school fees are only 1 lakh rupees. Then how much money can be withdrawn from SSY account? It could be 1 lakh only. I hope this first point about the exception for higher education is clear. Second exception can be money is required for the marriage of girl child. In that case, entire money, 100% of the money in the SSY account can be withdrawn. Of course, the basic condition is that the girl child should be minimum 18 years of age. Okay. And the third exception to this is that if unfortunately the girl faces some life threatening disease, then again entire money can be withdrawn. But here again the condition is that minimum 5 years should have started, I mean minimum 5 years should have elapsed since the account was started. So just as an example again, if an account of SSY started this year and within 2 years the girl child is detected with a life threatening disease, unfortunately amount cannot be withdrawn. The amount, I mean the waiting period is minimum 5 years. On a different note, many people keep on asking me in the comment section that PPF or SSY, which is better. So for that, I thought of just putting forward three important points of differentiation between these two accounts. Now, the very first one is about the current interest rate. For SSY, it is 8%, and this is starting from 1st of April 2023. And for PPF, it is only 7.1%, and this is up to 30th of June 2023. Now, if this is almost like a 1% rate difference, right? Then which mad people on earth open PPF account and not SSY account? One example is right in front of you. Why have I opened a PPF account and why not SSY? Because I don't have a girl child, right? So for those who don't have a girl child, obviously PPF can be a good choice, right? 7.1% is also not bad. Second one is, what is the lock-in period? For SSY, like we discussed right now, 21 years is a lock-in period, and yes, there are certain exceptions for that as well. But for PPF account, the lock-in period is only 15 years, and of course for that also you have certain exceptions. The third point is again a very, very important point. Can you take a loan against your PPF account balance? Answer is yes. But can you take a loan against your SSY account? Answer is no. Is that a very important decision that has been taken by the lawmakers? Obviously yes, because there could be some cases where parents open the SSY account, but due to some XYZ reason they are in need of money, they take a loan against the amount in the SSY account, and when the girl child needs the money for her higher education, there is no balance in that account per se for her higher education, and that might be the reason why no loan is allowed against SSY account. And of course that does not mean that I'm encouraging you to take a loan against PPF account, but is there a facility? Answer is yes. So one more important point that I just said on the way, if you took a note of that, is that who would be the primary authority for the SSY account? Up till the girl turns the age of 18, the parent will be the primary authority, because of course minors will not be allowed to have the full authority over the account. But once the girl child turns 18 years of age, she will be the one who will be having a primary authority over this account. I hope in today's video you got to know a lot about SSY accounts. Still, if you have certain doubts about this, please don't forget to put your questions in the comment section below. If you loved this video, don't forget to share this with your friends. Don't forget to smash the like button. And if you want to learn more about 7 steps on mastering your money, you can click here. If you want to know more about NPS, you can click here. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye-bye.